I didn't want to leave the Senate or leave this life and having this great of an opportunity to be a U.S. Senator. One of the great trusteeships of the world, to be in the U.S. Senate, and not really focus in on core big things. And that's taken me some different paths. I push now an agenda. I talk about being pro-life and whole life. Really, life's sacred in the womb, but I think it's also sacred in Darfur, and the person in poverty. And so I've worked on, as I mentioned, prison recidivism rates. I've been in Darfur. I carried the Sudan Peace Act, because I think that pro-life, whole life message is a much more engaging and embracing message to people, and it holds together much more consistent philosophically.
Were you influenced by Cardinal Bernard in that?
I wasn't.
Are you familiar with his ideas about that, about the seamless garment and all that?
Yes, I am familiar with that now. At the time, it wasn't really him that pulled me that way. It was a little more along the line of the great theologian Bono that pulled me along. And this I came at later, but he was saying they used to ask people all the time to pray for him, to bless his work. And then a guy came up to him one day and said, have you ever thought about just joining what God's doing, and instead of asking them to bless your work, just join him in what he's doing? And he said it changed his outlook. And so I really started looking around at, where are things moving or need to move? Went to a meeting on North Korean refugees. And this is a horrific thing that's happening in North Korea now. They've lost nearly 15% of their population, 10% of their population over the last decade through gulags and starvation. There's refugees now that are coming out, and I've helped get some of them to the United States. It's that, seeing that something is happening and needs to happen here, and then joining that fight. Mm-hmm. Same in Darfur. Here you got a country on its second genocide. Did one in the South, now doing one there. Well, you look at that and you know that's something that ought to be addressed. And when you're in the most powerful nation in the world, and in the United States Senate, you can't learn about these things and then say, well, I guess I'm just not going to do anything about it. I got too many other things to do. You look and you go, no, you got to do something. Or trafficking issues, human trafficking. Paul Wellstone and I carried the original human trafficking bill in the Senate. Because once you learn about it, and I started coming across these cases where people were trafficked, you're going, what is this? And the history of my state is founded by abolitionists, and human trafficking is a modern form of slavery. And the numbers look to be that you've got more people trafficked and enslaved now than you did even during the height of the slave trade.